Hunting After Dark is sponsored by Feral Texas Outdoors Thermal and Night Vision Optics.
Hey guys, it's Jason Price here with the Hunting After Dark podcast and my co-host Justin Rumley here. And we're going to get into a topic here. We're going to BS a little bit here kind of in the beginning, but I think our big topic today is going to be some calibers, kind of things we've been using lately, some of the tools that we've been using and having a little bit of fun with. But for the most part here is we're in here in summertime. It's humid as heck right now.
Yeah, the weather sucks.
It's going to rain this weekend. And we got to get some products tested, and it's just like you cannot run these things in the rain and get decent field test footage. So it's
definitely. It's not the best ideal conditions, but sometimes it's all you get for a while.
So Justin's gonna go play some softball. I'm gonna go take a weekend off.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Make it all work out. I mean, one of these days we'll be able to get out when the weather's nice again, which. There's no telling when that'll be. It's already that time of year down here in Texas, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in these fields, these pigs, they get to where they start running around late. So then it's like we're going to be up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because they're not going to start moving until 2.
Yeah.
It's so damn hot during the day.
Yeah, when it gets at its coolest at night, that's when they'll be up and moving. So, unfortunately, you got to wait till then.
So a lot of these pigs are tearing up ranch fields, corn fields, things like that. So we're doing a lot more pig hunting right now. But we've been sprinkling a little bit of varmint hunting. I'll kind of talk a little bit about that a little bit and kind of what our plan is for kind of when our summer going on. But for us, right now, those farmers are like, get the pigs out of there, get up there before they start heading out, get on them, put a herd on them. And so we're trying to find what the most efficient way to do that. And so we've had some fun playing around with some different things, different technologies, different tools, just to see what this year and what it's going to kind of come out to. And so the big thing that we decided to go over, and I'll let you chat about it a little bit. I know I've shot it more, but
the new 338 ARC that just came out, Jason and I both got us one, and that's kind of what we've been playing with here this summer, especially having some of those close quarter shots here.
There's mine here.
Jason's got
on it.
A beast over there. That thing, I think the suppressor weighs more than the whole entire gun.
Well, 458 SOCOM was $3.50 around.
Yeah.
338 ARC's been a little bit easier at, I think, $1.25 or something. I don't even remember.
I don't. Was. Yeah, I have no idea.
So I took my old suppressor on there that was like, oh yeah, it'll work.
Yeah,
but it's as long as my dang barrel is.
Yeah, so he's got that huge monstrosity going on over there. My setup's not quite as big, but I did start from nothing to a completed product, so that that does help. But it's been a fun round. Like I said, Jason's definitely shot it more than I have. I've only got to experience it one night, but from the little bit we've played with it, it seemed to be a fun little round. It's definitely a fun round for close quarters like we've been doing here lately. We've been getting in close with them because a lot of these crop fields, they're up and they're probably chest high by now. So you can't really take long shots in there. You kind of got to flush the pigs out and get them into some clearings, some alleyways. And the next thing you know, you're shooting 30, 40, 50 yards away from them. And so it's been a fun round to kind of see what it can do up close. And like I said, the close counters round, it's definitely fun to play with. But when the fields get empty, everything is wide open. We definitely turn to the Jason would turn over to the 6 ARC, and I just kind of play around with some different calibers. But right now, like I said, this time of year, it's been fun playing with that new 338 ARC.
Yeah. I tried to go out with the subsonic rounds, and I think it's 307 if I remember right, 307 grain.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Hornady makes great ammunition, but I will just say, as far as a 338 ARC, that maybe kind of missed the mark on this one. I don't think it is to shoot pigs with.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I haven't got to play with it. A lot of people swear by it right now.
I will say that as far as a subsonic 338 ARC, that is a silent, up close, tactical type round.
Yeah.
Like you will do some damage on some people shooting them up close range. But the problem is that what I'm running across is, it's under 1,000 feet per second. 307 grains, that's great. You're throwing a big chunk of lead at it. But 50 yards zero, I can hit. I'm hitting about baseball. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, that's okay. That's plenty to shoot pigs with. Well, I went back to 100 yards with subsonic. I'm dropping a foot. Yeah. Now shooting 10.5-inch barrel, with that big old long ass suppressor on it. But it just drops too much. Hell, you look on the box and you can see how it's dropping a feet.
Yeah, the
About every
ballistics,
50
the
yards
ballistics
that
on
you
the
go.
box shows you
So
everything
it's a
you need
little
to
rough
know.
on the subsonics, but so I decided to go to that round back
Yeah.
to the black. There's only 2 rounds available for 338 ARC. I was looking last night, like I was scouring,
Yeah, you ain't gonna
looking
find
for
nothing.
more ammunition options.
Unless it's a made to be reloaded. A lot of people
Yeah.
reload, and I guarantee you can find you a big bad round if you were able to reload. But that's the popularity of it. A lot of guys are making them things hot on a reload, so might have to see what I can scour up on the reload side and try them out and see what they can do.
The supers have been great as far as going over 2,000 feet per second. It's in the
Yeah.
black. I'm a big ELDX bullet fan on as far as Hornady is concerned. I wish they'd make one for that, but right now they just make that little boat tail hollow point.
Yeah.
In those blacks, and those have been pretty good. They've been better. But I will tell you, it made it a little more universal because I did not have to sit here and sweat that bullet drop at all.
Yeah.
And so shooting pigs a little further. Even decided one night I was rocking solo by myself, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to call coyotes with it. It was like a field into a plus. So I had fields on every side, but the plus was kind of open, so I could see down every alleyway, and that worked perfectly. I mean, I shot a coyote at a little over 100 yards, and then shot another one at like 75 yards.
Yeah.
And I recorded it down. I'll see if I can put that video up here when we do the podcast. I'll see if I get time to put that actual footage up and show you guys. But I mean, I could take 2 fingers like that
And stick it in the
and stick it in there easy. I probably could have put 3 fingers into the exit.
Oh, yeah.
wound down
No,
there.
that sucker
I mean,
hell.
It dropped that coyote and blew a hole in him.
I can just imagine, yeah, the entry and exit when that thing goes in and out. Boy, that's gonna leave a big old hole. And
mean-
that's really the only thing we've got to really experience it on. Pigs, we have yet to really be able to
I
get.
shot that 300 pounder.
Yeah, aside from that though, getting in like super close and seeing what it'll really do. But I don't know. This still, like I said, it's still a new round. We still haven't really played with it to its fullest potential. So got a lot of time. We'll see what it can definitely do. It'll be a fun, interesting round.
Yeah, I said me being a run it. It's it does kind of make you a little more conservative as an AR shooter, so that you don't have 28 rounds in there. You're
Yeah.
running 9, 10.
Yeah,
you
but-
kind of want to run, and then so I mean it's good. But it's just I've liked it as far as it does have some good knockdown power to it on that super side of getting those larger pigs. Now we've kind of whittled it down. Some little ones will run off
Yeah.
just because it doesn't have enough to hit.
Yeah, it's usually blowing right through them. But we've seen that same instance with the 6 arc
with
and
the 6
stuff.
arc and other things. It's just blowing through animals that just don't have enough. You got to hit the shoulder to let that bullet expand. But these, I mean, I'm surprised that used to guys, you're like, well, we use 308 or use some large
Oh,
50
using
caliber or whatever they want
the
to
big
use
cannons, man.
on 338 Lapua on these big large pigs.
Yeah.
And I like this round for the fact of lower recoil.
Yeah.
I mean, those supers, they get a little more kick to them, a lot more than the subs do by far. But it's a lower recoil round, is shooting a little higher caliber, and being able to do a lot more damage to pigs, which is what we want. We want them hurt. We want it. No matter where we
Yeah.
hit them, we want them to die.
Yeah, even
mean-
whether it's right then and there or whether it's 200 yards down the way, as long as they got some vitals hit or they got blood spewing out, hell, they're gonna die. So
Yeah, I mean, and
that's what you're going
yeah,
for.
that's the thing is like these farmers just that they want them dead. They do not want them coming back.
Yep.
And we've whittled down a group here outside of town and down to us just little knee high ones. I think there's one larger one left, but for the most part, it's been taking the last couple of weeks shooting larger pigs with that round, and so it's done a pretty good job on that super side. So it's always hard for me to go out and break off from my norm and
Yeah.
go try something.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Justin convinced me that I needed to try it, and he was going to try it, and
It's
so
worth the,
we're going
uh,
to still play around with it more over the summer.
Yeah, see, it's definitely worth the venture out on being able to play with something new while you're kind of in a down period. Where compared to like a varmint hunt or something where you're actually in there, that coyote means something to you, like you want to go recover it and things like that. So that you definitely want to shoot your tried and true calibers, your personal favorites. So, like I said, right now in the downtime, being able to try something different, it's always fun. So, like I said, we've definitely got some more time to spend behind it, but it's been fun so far. I'll definitely say that.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for us trying to get these pigs to kind of come into where we can kind of experiment with some of these things is we've done a lot of baiting. I went and baited real quick before I came here, and then also the fact that we've been utilizing Turtle Box a lot, and we are now official Turtle Box dealers, by the way, guys. So if you want to know what Turtle Box to use and what to do, we've now got the whole assortment of Turtle Box. I will drop my shameless plug that we are now selling Turtle Box.
Yeah,
and those guys are awesome over there. And talked to our rep, and I'm like, hey, I'll call it all kinds of things with this. He goes, man, so do I. I do the same thing. So,
yeah, it's meant to be.
And then he's like, Granger, he goes, Grandes and Rangers aren't going to be available till June. And I was like, sometime. I'm like, all right, well, that's coming up. Yeah. Which, we'll go play around with that Ranger and see if that sucker's loud enough. But I've liked the Gen 3, just the regular ones, what we got right now. I was like, I've liked those. Those Grandes are kind of big, man. So I look pretty big. So I don't know if I want to run around with that to kind of go call with. Boy. But these Gen 3s now are infinite amount of speakers. It's like, I'm like, we can go put two together. I just like want to go in that cornfield.
You put it in party mode and have a Fox Pro, set up two different directions. Similar series.
Well, the thing is, the Gen 3s are infinite. So it's like, I want to know what we do if we were to put multiple ones all together around a cornfield. And I would just be curious to see what would happen.
Yeah,
I want to know what the range is, how many feet we could get them apart where they would still work and still put out that sound. And I would
be interesting to experiment.
We may play around with something. I'm gonna go throw that drone up and go turn on a bunch of Turtle Boxes and just see what the pigs do. If they come to it, they run away. They don't know what to think.
Yeah, they'd probably be so damn lost. They're like, holy shit, we just got bombarded by 100 pigs. We got 5 groups surrounding us. See what the hell's going on.
Do aggressive boar sounds. See if some boar comes rolling in, think he's going to come in for a fight or what. But,
yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
But no, those have been really cool, and being able to throw calls on them and the coyotes I called the other day was with the Turtle Box, and then all the pigs who've been calling all was been with the Turtle Box. And, just a utility speaker. I mean, we took it right from the pool and said, okay, I'm going to throw it in the buggy. Let's go.
Pretty much,
the utility of using it for whatever you want.
So you ain't got to worry about it. If you leave it out in the rain, it's going to survive. Or if it gets muddy or anything, it doesn't matter.
Mine in here is covered in dust and blood. So if you come in here and look at the example model, it's mine. It's all covered in blood where it leaks down off the rack.
It could definitely take some abuse and some wear and tear. So that ain't nothing to be concerned about, because like I said, it definitely can handle it. It's built tough. It's pretty crazy on how sturdy and tough these things really are.
Yeah, and I think about, some guys talking about, spending all this money on a call, and I was like, well, you could play around with it. I mean, you got to go download some calls and stuff and put them on your phone, or find another device, which we've played around with today, looking at another device to be able to hold a bunch of calls on.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Take it almost into a remote. And but it's whatever people's preference is going to be. I mean, a lot of people, we do like Fox Pro, so don't get me wrong. But the thing is a lot of guys around here are doing exactly what we're doing, is they are looking at trying to call pigs in. And hey, if Kyle rolls in, hey, if you got some calls on there, hell, make it universal and have a little fun with it. But also, like I said, it's summertime and everybody's out there in the sun partying with the speaker and stuff. So I'm just like, if you're gonna spend $400, might as well go get you.
Make it useful, man. Use it for the parties, and use it for hunting.
And I thought everybody was full of crap. Like, I thought everybody was full of crap until we started using it. I was like, nah, man, it's probably just like a JBL speaker. It ain't nothing special.
No, it's pretty legit.
No,
they
didn't cut
no corners. That's for damn sure.
So now they got a fanboy out of me, and so we've definitely utilized them.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a fun thing to play with for sure.
Well, my son, I told him his last day of school is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He had his award ceremony today, and we surprised him today. Justin's been helping me out with a project gun for my son. I want him to start going out because, we got big, heavy ARs for me, and, bolt actions are Justin's guns, not my gun. So we're trying to find something for him that he can go run and just be like, hey, you start carrying your sticks, you start carrying your gun. You're on your own. You got to keep up with daddy. And so we talked about it, tried to figure out. I was like, all right, this is what I want, And Justin's like, I think I can find it. So he located it's the Ruger.
It's the Ruger American Gen 2 6mm ARC in the Ranch Edition. So it's got this 16-inch barrel on it, and then of course we can't leave anything stock around here, so we had to do some modifications to it. I told Jason,
I'll let you go all over it, because Wade says he wants a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
he wants it to look like it's a sniper rifle.
Yeah. So the funny thing is I've got a couple of the Ruger American Gen 2s, but they are in the standard model, so they have the 20-inch barrel on them instead of the 16. But I can't leave anything stock the way it is, so I definitely upgraded to the MDT XRS chassis on it. And I had one in here one day, and Wade walked in, and he was like, "Oh, I want one of those, a sniper rifle." And so, sure enough, here we are, man. We got Wade his own sniper rifle. You know, it's definitely going to be fun because, like I said, I love my Ruger Gen 2s. Hell, I even have some Gen 1s that have been super impressive. You know, just for the price that you pay for these Ruger Gen 2s or even Gen 1s, man, they are some legit straight shooting guns out of the box. Whether you don't have to make any modifications, like whether you leave it in the stock chassis that it comes in and the stock trigger. I mean, they are some shooting guns, and it's unbelievable what they, for, you know, $585, you know, you can get you a damn good bolt action gun. And that's why I've been definitely a fan of them. And you know, even get you a spiral fluted barrel on these as well, so it adds a little bit of character to it. And
I mean, we could have gone a little cheaper on the stock. Like the MDT had that other one that was.
They do have
stock.
the field stock. The field stock is, I think it's half the price as the XRS, but the XRS does have a few more features that is offered compared to like the field stock. I did have one field stock that I did put on a Gen 2, the one that I sold to our good buddy Jeff, and I didn't mind it, but I do feel like the XRSs are just a tad bit more comfortable, and you can do just a tad bit more to them than you can like the field stock.
I mean, this right here is $1,000 setup for Wade. So we went and took a $600 gun, made it into $1,000.
Spiced up the chassis, man, and then you've got the lightest suppressor out there on the market.
And then we put the scythe on there, so I guess you add that just a little bit more. But the thing is that scythe, we wanted something lightweight that he can carry. That synthetic stock is also nice because we can sit here and put all of our accessories here for our tripods. Like I like to run a Spartan tripod setup. We can add that on here where he can, Wade can use the same setup that I use, and I'm not having to swap gear. I just have a tripod for him. Say, this is what we use, man. Let's go. And that's what I liked about it. And then we were messing with him today with his cheek riser on here.
Yeah,
that was nice to have that to where I can get him focused into going repeatability of being in the same place every time. It helps me train him on how to be a little bit better with, you know, accuracy and comfortable being locked in. We were able to adjust the back of the stock too. We were able to remove pieces on the back, so we got it down.
Some spacers.
I mean, as he gets older, we can add those spacers to where if more comfortable for him as he grows. My son's 9 right now, and so that was something I thought was pretty cool about this too. And then we have 2 options where you can do traditional sling, or we can do QD sling, bungee slings like I like to use on my ARs. So we've got some options for him all in here that I thought were pretty cool that Justin showed me.
No, they're super fun. You know, like I said, it is a $585 gun, but they are some shooting machines, man. And then you can definitely spice it up. Like I said, put the XRS chassis if you wanted, but don't have to get that fancy with it. They do make the cheaper MDT field stocks that I think are, I want to say they're $300 if I can remember correctly. And then Timney does have 2 different styles of triggers. When they first came out, they only had the single stage that only went down to 2.5, but now they do have a 2-stage that goes down to, I believe, 1 pound. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to look it back up.
And with Wade, I didn't want to upgrade the triggers. I was worried about him clicking one off early.
Yeah.
I'm just like, we're gonna get him working with this before we get fancy on the triggers. But it's nice to know that you still have those options. Be able to swap those out and work with those for him. But we wanted to find something for him, and I was like, something that was low recoil, but something that we know that we've been testing and using for a long time, and that's in that 6mm.
No, it's going to kill for sure. That's definitely a damn good round. That's probably one of the most popular rounds out there at the moment. You know,
I was like, if he wants to go shoot pigs, if he wants to go shoot varmints, you know, we're covered on everything. I know that he can set it. Sorry, let me take it from you. Where I sit here and have to hold this.
Broke the damn suppressor.
Yeah, well, he figured out. And then Wade figured out how to cycle that bolt now.
Yeah,
he's having a little bit of trouble.
He's a king now. All he just flicks that thing up, pulls it back, cycles through, and he's ready to roll.
Yeah, he's ready to go now. But, you know, find something, I mean, lower recoil, but, you know, still can kill. And that's what I found to be the most universal round, even though we've played around with different ones. You know, that's something I can use. Because we never know if we're going to see pigs, we're going to see
you're going to be 50-50 shot on what's fixing to happen when we go out.
They'll go on places that we haven't seen pigs before, never expect to see them, and then they're rolling out there. So I got to have something to be able to kill them, because, I mean, how many times we got there trying to shoot them with rounds that are just not killing it. Kill varmints perfectly fine, but just can't sit there and kill them pigs. or and drop them like we need to and put enough herd on them. But so I don't know. It was something that been a project, something I've been wanting to do for a while. And now this summer, I'm like, come on, boy, you
made it happen. Yeah, you got a
he's gonna have
choice.
to do it now.
You're out of school. We're going. You're gonna stay up. Make it till midnight. We'll be all right. We'll be in good shape.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with him, keeping people to stay awake. Hell, now I've been having a little trouble lately. As you see me,
You're losing your touch,
I'm going
man.
to two Alanis a day. I'm gonna start having palpitations over here.
Yeah, you're losing the touch. You're the one that encouraged going to sleep, waking up at 3 a.m. Hell, now
Hell, I'm gonna go back to doing that. I'd rather sleep than trying to sit there and stay
See,
up
I
all
can't
night.
do all
I'll go
that.
get a couple hours, get a little nap in. That's some of my old days of being on call. I could a couple of hours and then I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think I like to do it the other way around. I like to stay up. Once I'm up, I'm up. I can stay up as long as I need to, but as soon as I put that head down, it's going to be hard to get me out of that bed because, hell, it's even now, hell, it's hard to get out of that thing, but once I'm up, I'm up. Like I said, it's just getting me up is a problem.
Mm-hmm. Getting over and rolling and going.
Yeah, but it's not bad, but hell, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Talking about bolt actions, talking about the 6 arc, a lot of people were like, well, that's not that big of a round, you're shooting big pigs. Hell, we hadn't had any problem. Some of them might need, a follow-up shot or two, but those are going to be like a lot bigger pigs. But hell,
it's weird. It's like I've dropped larger pigs more often with a 6mm arc than shooting ones that are about knee high.
Yeah, and then we've kind of figured out that, you put that bullet on them small ones, them knee high ones, that sucker's blowing right through them, especially if you hit them in the gut. You don't hit anything hard. That bullet didn't have the opportunity to expand it. It
just hitting water. It may glance off a rib, but it's hitting just water.
It didn't hit nothing solid to where that bullet could just, finally expand. So we figured that out. We were like, God damn, I know I hit that pig. And sure enough, you go back and watch the video. Yeah, we hit him, but, it was definitely in the mid section.
Pinhole him.
Yeah, and then so it's like Jason said, you hit the big ones, they're quick to fall, but them little ones, sometimes they'll give you a little hard time because they don't want to die on the spot, but they will.
Which gets to our little trash talkers on there that like to sit there and I still had a couple this week, or was it last week? I think it was a little bit this week, the beginning of the week, just like, oh, how many times you're shooting something or shooting them like. Yeah, I shot this pig 3 times. I shot this now. We've never had a varmint ever go off. Like I never had a coyote run off. Never had a bobcat run off. Nothing. They got shot with 6mm arc. They have all died in front of us. And so that's the thing is like people were kind of going a little bit today, and so that's where I'm going to transition to my last little trash talking I did back to somebody that wants to get on there and be the keyboard warrior.
Oh yeah,
so that's where I'm going to transition my hat here. For the rest of this
he's very proud of these things. He came in with 2 boxfuls yesterday, I think it was, and he's all about it. Hell, I think he sold one today. Somebody came in, one of our customers, and they were all about it. So this is what he came up with, and I think TikTok loved it, and now. Facebook is fixing to get a dose of it.
Yeah,
so
I did a video. If you want the hats that y'all were asking for, which I said to everybody that's sitting here talking trash about me shooting, just fucking send it, boys.
That's what he does.
Just fucking send it. There ain't no worry about bullets are cheap, man. Just let it fly.
If you weren't paying attention earlier, he said he was kind of hesitant with a 10-round clip. He likes them 20s and 30s.
I'll that 28 rounder and I'll just let it fly.
Yeah, he'll let that booger eat, and there'll be 28 empty shells on the ground because he just has to fucking send it. That's it.
The black one is on the website, and then you got for summertime we got a white back with a gray front with the leather patch as well. So they're both on the website now because everybody said they wanted one. Well, now here's your chance.
They're live on the website. Get you one, man. They're hot. Fresh off the press.
And I've never pushed a hat ever, and I think any of our stuff that I've ever done trying to sell a hat, I'm like, I don't really care about selling it. I got them because everybody was asking them.
If anybody wants to know, Jason's the world. He hates the apparel. He hates the hats. If it was up to him, that shit wouldn't exist for Feral Texas Outdoors.
You just get stickers and koozies, and that was it.
Yeah, so
you wouldn't see another thing.
Between Jess and I, we have to fight on. Nah, man, we got to keep the hats. People like that. People like the Hunting After Dark shirts, Feral Texas Outdoors shirts, hoodies, all that. When he sees Jess making a hoodie order in the wintertime, he's like, don't be wasting money on that. People want them, so he hates all that good stuff. So
we never had the size somebody wants when I try to get something for somebody. That's what a notorious or
it usually happens. But so The hats are this is a step in the right direction. We're moving there.
It's like I never try to sell any of that stuff. I'm just like, oh man, I don't know what size we got. What do we got here? But the hats, you know, and I hated the leather patch hats for a while.
Yeah.
And finally, they finally got me on the leather patch hats. But I mean, I like the traditional stitch stuff, and then you know, I just got away from it. But the now everybody's trying to work on me about those. What's that? Those rope style hats.
What
do they call those?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called or anything.
Thomas
I don't
and my
wear 'em.
stepdaughter are trying to both get me to go get some of those hats or whatever. And we talked to the hat guy. We went through his little shop and we were looking through everything. He's like, yeah, I got a couple over here. And it's like,
damn it.
I don't know. All you young guys, I know that's what all y'all are into,
Yeah.
you know, and like those rope style hats and the different ones. And I've seen a lot of little outfitters in the shows we go to wearing those hats too. So I don't know.
Might be the casual going out hat, not the work hat. I was gonna say, I'm always wearing the Farrell, Texas patch hat. You know, that's what I wear. I don't have any. I don't change it up or anything.
Well, I wore this one to the school the other day to pick the kids up.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it.
Luckily, we're in a little country school. Know the secretary. Know everybody in there. Nobody,
like,
nobody questioned me. Like,
That's
oh my god, he's a psychopath coming in here saying
he likes to send it for some reason. What is he talking about? People, I'm sure people caught on with it though. But
yeah, having a little bit of fun. I've got another hat that says I like my women a little bit older.
Yeah,
So,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna wear that to old Ted next weekend for Jess.
Yeah,
go run around.
She'll be all about that. It'll be quite interesting.
I'll go give her a hard time.
Yeah, rough her up a little bit, but what else? I'm trying to think. Hell, the Rattler V3 been doing pretty well.
Yeah,
we haven't had no issues with that. Jason's been running that thing.
It's been fun to run that V3. To have a nice compact unit again. I ran through so many of those other scope styles.
Yeah, he's not, like I said, he says that because he's not a fan of the tube styles. He don't like the traditional tube style look. He'd rather have that. He likes them short and stubby. Mm-hmm. That's his favorite there.
Give me that little small AR and go give me that small thermal. I'm going to go shoot some stuff. I'm going to make something happen.
But no, it's been pretty good. Like I said, hadn't have any issues with it. All the good stuff works on it.
Well, anybody have any questions? We sit there and we do the live today so that we can sit there if anybody has any comments or questions about things, because I feel like we always kind of miss out on stuff. We've had a few people calling us asking about new things going on, but I think a lot of the questions have been tariff related, unfortunately. But we already did a podcast all on that. But
yeah, that podcast is up. I think we did that last Thursday, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I slowly was getting it up. It took a little while to get the stuff up. I mean, it was just kind of fighting, getting all that on there. But you know, for the most part, I think a lot of folks are just kind of waiting and seeing what's going to go on, what new stuff's going to come out. But as far as like new stuff, there's really nothing else.
Everybody kind of blew their load.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing around with some new handhelds here. We do have one prototype, from one company, but we haven't been too impressed with it.
Yeah, that is
that
true.
one I have been real impressed with. I've been playing around with that Taipan V2. Is like, what's that? There's that 320.
So they have the 19 320 that they just released, and then they have the 10 256.
Yeah, the 320. How much is it costing?
$699.
$699.
Yep.
And I got some videos with it that we may throw up, just showing kind of like a affordable handheld that came out over the summertime.
Yeah.
So if guys need something just to kind of identify, it's got a focus ring on it. So I think that's like the biggest thing.
It's a game changer for sure, without a doubt. That the focus ring, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it doesn't really matter now." I was like, "No,
infinity focus.
It damn sure matters.
Near and far. You know, it does get hard after you go running the higher end stuff, running down to that. The 320, I mean, but it's a $700 handheld. And that's the thing is, if I only had $700 for a handheld, I would spend the $700 on the handheld.
Yeah.
I mean, recording, 18650, Wi-Fi streaming, any utility that you kind of want with it. So I've been playing around with that a little bit. I'm just kind of seeing how it works.
No, and like I said, I took it out, looked outside here. Haven't taken it out in the woods, but just looking around here. I mean, for the cost of it, I mean, it's quite a bit of bang for the buck. You know, I think it'll definitely be worth it off the 18650 battery it runs on and the front focus ring for $700. Like I said, it's definitely a good budget friendly handheld there for sure.
Well, I would have already done the Observe binos for the AGM. I just don't have any daytime footage, and that's the thing is like deer, you know, running around. It's kind of hot. They're not moving around a whole lot. I'm gonna have to like go get up early in the morning, go sit in a deer blind.
Yeah.
and sweat my ass off just so I can get some daytime footage with some deer, just to show how well the binos work in the daytime. So the AGM binos, the Observes, they do daytime digital night vision at night and thermal, and they have laser rangefinder. So I've got everything except
everything
for the
is all
daytime.
inside one. Yeah.
Just saying it does daytime, it's like, I know that's not what you guys want to see. You want to see everything that unit can do, and what's the possibilities. Whether you just use, I mean, some people I know are using just the daytime function on because it records in Wi-Fi streams.
And it has the laser rangefinder.
And laser rangefinder, right? So it's got all that for guides and stuff. So we had a lot of guides use that. So it's like I would have already put those videos up for the 25 256 and the 35 640 because we've had those done. I just got to get my ass out there during the daytime and go put those videos up to review just to show those because of how well some of that stuff. I mean, those were launched recently, and then
or you can just go run around the field and I'll record you.
well, I recorded some donkeys and some cows, and then no, I'm not going to go running.
Just take off running. I'll record you.
Do we need some bluebonnet? Is all the bluebonnets all dead? Yeah, it's already too late.
Oh,
the bluebonnets are all dead.
Yeah, they're probably rotten and laid out on the ground,
lay
dead,
down the bluebonnets
dehydrated or something. Yeah.
I'll go run
something interesting.
These grain fields look like crazy, like almost like a movie scene right now. Some of these grain fields that are just perfectly yellow. I just go out there and like it's Field of Dreams or something. Put my hands out there and you record me. So that's the top of the grain.
So we can do something goofy.
I'm gonna come out of those cornfields. I'm gonna walk out through stalks
and do something goofy like that. It'd be kind of cool.
But no, that some of those things that were launched, kind of the handhelds. I know the Knockpick stuff, with them kind of go up on the prices. I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to put some reviews out of the Vista handhelds because we never did that, compact handhelds. But as far as technology and things that we've been playing around and tools we've been using, and something that we I didn't want to do a whole podcast on InLink, but there's nothing really out there. I mean, I'm going to have to probably do a video separately at some point in time. But then again, Justin and I have both gone back and forth about what the utility of InLink is for the Knockpix unit. So what that is Knockpix has a way for their non-LRF scopes to take essentially from the Vistas or the Quest, which are the binos, take the ballistic data and laser rangefinder data from that and have them Wi-Fi connected to where they're transferring data.
Yeah.
In live transfer of data. And so just like almost like a spotter shooter type situation. And so our buddy Clint did run some of that for us. We did some stuff here at the store, but we didn't want to go out there and kind of go. We were a little lazy about it, and we let Clint kind of do everything. That we did not do that in the field ourselves because that's just not kind of how we run things. Usually he has his handheld, I have mine. We have our gun. Both have guns. I mean, we just don't really run in that type of situation.
I mean, will it be beneficial? Yes. But is it going to be a headache? More than likely.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to take some getting used to.
If you run in a spotter shooter type team, yeah, that's probably good for you because someone can spot for you. They're telling you the ranges, but then the ballistic data is getting loaded into your scope. But the problem is the money part of it. You buy an H50 without LRF, which right now it's $4,300 for the next couple hours.
Yeah.
And then the lowest handheld you can get is $2,700.
Yeah.
So you're $7,000 in, and you could have paid $5,500 and had the scope with LRF.
Yeah, but then you got some people that, we had a local guy, he came in, he was like, man, I just really want the spotter for just riding around sometimes. And he was like, I don't always want to have to hang my gun out the window. So there's some perks, there's some gives and takes to it. But like Jason said, if you're wanting that feature, just buy the scope with the rangefinder in it already. Save yourself some money, especially if you've already got a handheld that you're used to using. Just spend the $5,500 and get you the rangefinding unit.
I think what guys are going to run across is they only have so much money. They get the scope.
Yeah.
They just get the scope that they can afford. I mean, even the L35, like the $2,500 or $384, can also use this function. And I got to get this now. I don't have any other money. I'm going to get this. But then later, and may just get the handheld later.
Yeah, later on when they can afford it. But then they've already got, like you said, they've already got the
into
scope.
Some money. They sell something, whatever it may be, and then they end up getting it. Instead of just going and getting rid of the scope and getting something different, they just go ahead and get the handheld.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's just some different situations, but I just don't know how popular that really is going to be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just...
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's something new across the whole entire board. No other company really offers a feature similar to this, so...
Well, you kind of it came from the data optic world, I believe,
Yeah.
In that some of those scopes have interactive with Kestrels and stuff like that, where it takes ballistic data and
Yeah, I was talking to a guy about that last week. There's an app that communicates with daytime optics that will do all the configuration for you. So yeah, I'd imagine that's kind of where it would be related.
Got
in the-
coming
in
from
the
some of that to
shooting
try to do
world.
ballistic information from a separate device. And so, I don't know. We're gonna see how that goes, how that works. I mean, like I said, we've played around it here in theory. We've messed with it, but I don't know what the utility is going to be, long term. So we're gonna see.
See what it's all about. I mean, like I said, there's only one way to know, and it's to try it out.
So we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna go try out some of these things, and some of these things we have messed with already. We're gonna keep playing around with it over the summer. And I think Justin wants to go put stuff on 22s and go shoot rats.
Yeah, that would
Or air
be.
guns.
The problem is finding rats like that.
Yeah, we don't have that here. He's been watching all the European videos where everybody's shooting.
Yeah, it's just it just
The
looks so damn
ratters.
cool to me. But I think I'm gonna have to settle for some rabbits. We've been getting a lot.
because our field mice are that big.
Yeah, little Peter Cottontail running around out there. I'm gonna have to go shoot me a few. But like I said, I've got that 1024 set up on that 22 arc, and I think that's gonna do some damage. It ought to be a fun little toy, and then I'll switch it up, and I don't know.
We can go blow up some jackrabbits, and then see what you can do there.
Yeah, I think it'll be the funnest thing
Coons.
ever because that'll be the true test to a ballistic calculator. Because hell, some of them rabbits they'll sit still for 2 or 3 minutes at a time, so you can get a good range, get a good drop point, hold it over, and let it go, and
Be the coon killer.
see. Yeah, he can do it with the coons too, but I don't know. We'll have to. That'll be a fun when it's. I don't know. Hell, if it's too damn hot, I ain't gonna be doing anything. Especially, I ain't gonna be sweating my balls off to shoot a coon.
Yeah,
or,
this
a rabbit.
gonna be interesting. Y'all gonna see us do some other little wild stuff and come up with different things, to have a little fun in the summer. Because not
Yeah.
everybody's hunting. I know year round. Like we still do it. We still try to go out and get footage. We're still gonna go play around with stuff, but it just ends up being just a little bit different in the summer than the rest of the
Yeah.
year
It'd
for us.
be
The other
like-
9 months out of the year.
Like, why the hell is he shooting so many rabbits? Well, hell, you go varmint hunting in the winter, you pull into a hay patch, you're like, 1, 2, 3, holy shit, there's 20 or 30 rabbits out there, and there's 10 jackrabbits. Yeah, so they piss you off, and then you shoot one, and then you're like, oh, I'll be back in the summer, I'm gonna go shoot them. But then you never see them, and then just a bunch of reoccurring stuff.
In summertimes, it's like and I know some of the guys that we work with that work for us, were talking to us about getting into talking about what calls and stuff do we use like this time of year. It's like, well, we may have to do it our next week. Maybe we need to go in a little bit of calls because summertime, I actually like coyote hunting in the summertime some, even though it is hot as shit.
Yeah.
But it's just different. They react to calls differently. They come in differently. They're coming out of crop fields. They are caught off guard, and it is very easy to get them distracted, with decoys and different things. They're just in a different mentality in the summertime, and that's a lot of I know everybody nationwide does not have year round, but I like going some of them summertimes because I think it is easier, in my opinion.
Yeah, it
to
just
get
really
them in the summer
depends.
because you get those young ones running around, and I
Yeah.
know this is a topic for another time, but I think that's probably what we're going to do next week. Is we'll get it.
Yeah, 'cause
we
right
go
now
sneak
it's starting
out
to get into
We'll go sneak out this week.
a lot of pup distress stuff where mamas or daddies are kicking them out of the dens, and they're dumb. They don't know any better. First time ever hearing a call, so hell, they come in.
They come out and they're all ears.
Yep. And
Big old ears.
get you about a 15, 20 pounder and set you a record there. Pick it up one hand. Look at this beast.
I'll sit there and think we shot some huge coyote with no laser rangefinder on that unit.
Yeah,
I think I
and
shot
just-
some big coyote. There's some little bitty one that came in at 40 yards.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be that'd be a fun, interesting topic. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely different here in the summertime. Hell, I think the biggest battle not only is it the heat, but the damn mosquitoes. Them boogers will tear you up. Oh my
I got
god.
6 brand new thermocells in there so that we're ready to roll.
Yeah, without that, it would be unbearable. I mean, I wear the fishing shirts with the hoodie, and sometimes they're biting you through that, and then you can, in the dark, just through the light of the thermal unit lit, like you can see them flying around. I was like, God dang, and they're about the size of your thumbnail, and you smack one, then you got blood running down your leg. There's so much, it's just ridiculous.
Are you bleeding? No, I had to kill this mosquito.
Yeah, and then you could wear, you don't want to wear pants, but you kind of got to, because if not, they'll eat you up. And the long sleeve,
Well,
all
that
that.
sleeves, like those shirts I wear, it's like that thin material, but it's just something to cover me up just a little bit.
Yeah, to give you that much
up to
more
there.
to defend yourself.
And I'd rather wear a dang t-shirt. But yeah, so guys, so we're gonna bring to you, summertime hunting, going around. What's gonna work on the varmint side? What's working on the pig side? I think that's what we're gonna do next week. We'll go play around some this week, even though we got a little bit of rain. So we're gonna see what we can sneak in here. But I'm pretty sure we can get out there and do something before Thursday.
Yeah, see what's going on, man.
Kind of say what's been working for us so far. I do want to try to put some clips up. I do know the live people probably next week are not going to be able to see it. But when we post the regular episode, we will put up some video clips and show some things, pigs coming into calls, things like that, coyotes coming into calls. We'll put those videos up for everybody to watch on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, which I'll let you go ahead and close everything out, man.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, give us a call here at the store, Feral Texas Outdoors. But be sure to check us out on our podcast channel on Apple and Spotify. Check us out on YouTube as well, Hunting After Dark Podcast. And you can check us out on our website, huntingafterdarkpodcasts.com. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.